Greetings everyone, I'm 𝗙𝗏𝗃 and welcome to something a bit different from the normal videos we put up. About a month ago, we asked the lovely community members on our Discord to challenge the level design team to a friendly building competition. The basic premise was this: the participating level designers were given a month to each create an interior type of your choosing, and once completed, the community would choose the winner. Now the level design team will win nothing, other than bragging rights, but we hoped it'd be fun for all those involved. So let's skip forward to now, shall we? The community decided after a poll that the level designers would all create pub interiors. So here's the showcase for them. Once you finished watching, head over to our Discord and vote on the winner. I've put an easy to use link for you all below. So let me channel my inner 𝗙𝗧𝗏𝗧 and let's not waste any more time. Let's see who'd drink in a gaff like this. First up, we have a lovely, abandoned traditional pub, filled with a bounty of pub taps that strike beautifully against the dark mahogany woods. Clearly once a popular place for drinkers, this den was once bustling with life and alcoholic fulfillment. The bar is large and flanked by two spiraling staircases. There are amenities for both male and female patrons, as well as an adjoining disabled toilet. A spacious cellar has its own brewer, as well as a gaming room still used by remaining patrons. Like all large establishments, it has a quaint living area for the landlords, complete with a spacious bedroom. Perhaps this public house's best feature is the large walk-in fridge, a place that, whilst containing some minor damp issues, is the perfect home for chilled produce. Here we find ourselves going underground, quite literally. Tottenham Court Road Station has long been disused and repurposed into a spacious and bustling bar. Towards the rear of the platform, you can find a makeshift bar filled with the best Blighty has to offer. If only the patrons were the same. Recently, under new management, the prices and atmosphere has shifted somewhat from the usual, but it seems there are still no less customers. TCR Station has an all-purpose backroom for all one's needs, and perhaps its most unique featurette is the converted carriage booth rooms. That's right, all the disused seating is now prepped for a night out on the lash. So begs the question, who'd drink in a gaff like this? Up next, we have quite the change of scenery, where we see an establishment with an almost pre-war aesthetic. Cabinets in this place are stuffed full of alcoholic beverages and snacks. Also with tables so clean and tidy you could eat off of them. Quite the change of pace from the outside world indeed. But why eat off the tables when this place is equipped with a top-of-the-line kitchen, filled with all the utensils one would require for one's gastronomic needs? This pub also conforms to the role of an inn, with many rooms for those needing a rest after some successful questing. Feeling nautical? The very essence of this quaint pub screams 50,000 leagues under the sea. Clearly stylized as if part of Davy Jones' very own locker, it goes the extra mile to even feature its very own sea, filled with a multitude of games such as pinball, snorkeling, as well as the famed crate stacking. Sailing away to our next pub, we have a bar that's much more upbeat, again one that is clearly in use by the more alternative types. We can almost immediately feel the Campdonian punk vibes due to the masses of spray paint artwork and almost tasteful pictures of the punk architecture. Stars and stripes are found beaming through the cracked shelf glasses, clearly a reminder for the patrons that to drink here is to fulfill one's musical pride. Speaking of music, in the corner sits a grand piano, also aestheticized to fit with the punkish theme. The most unique feature of this wonderful bar is the beautiful overlook and roof terrace that allows patrons to both people watch and gain a vantage point to blast away any pesky members of the mod subculture. Our next public house offers an escape from human interaction, with its landlords being full automatons. Clearly programmed to serve the best bidders available whilst leaving cleanliness to one's own discretion, a true nod to modernity. The pub's warm and reactionary lights act as invitations to a peaceful night of alcohol absorption. Such absorption extends to the thousands of knickknacks and picturesque landscape artistry dotted around the establishment. A dust trap to some, a piece of homeliness to others. This place might be quaint in stature, but it offers that feeling of being back at Mum's at Christmas, whilst Dad finishes the last of the Fesco brand champagne. This next place is one for the sports fans amongst you. While keeping its theme of a traditional British pub, it extends its hand to the culture of sport that encompasses the world. Fit with the best televisions of the pre-war era, and walls littered with support to the patrons' games of choice, this venue acts as home to one's favourite sporting events as they sit cozy and chug down the famous watered-down grog of today. Complete with a private downstairs quarters for those secretive meetings and brew creation, this place also includes a small water feature that makes those moments of brewing even more relaxing before upstairs penalties kick in. If relaxing is central to the core of your beliefs, perhaps this next pub is the one for you. Clearly, markedly English and patriotic, its flag-embellished bar leads into a true room of tranquility. Now, who'd drink in a gaff like this, you might think? Perhaps the avid druid, or sneaky occultist. Perhaps just a commuter trying to find peace under the great tree. Regardless, I think it's fair to say this room has a huge fucking tree in it. Barring the intruding nature, it also contains spacious back rooms filled with some of London's finest artworks. It also features sleeping quarters for those who fancy a more comfortable place than the root-filled bursting floorboards below, functionally situated with a set of bunk beds. Pride and nature are clearly the theme of this establishment, and one that should answer, who'd drink in a gaff like this? Up next, we have an utter labyrinth of a traditional English pub. Its vast drinking area and awe-inspiring drinks cabinets dominate the stage area of this fine establishment. Red-themed drinking booths covered in that famous beer-stained brown smudge really sets this place apart, and yet contrasts well with the dark wood of the serving areas. This place wouldn't be complete without an overly cluttered back area brimming to the top with creative clutter and beautifully masqueraded tat. Not a single area of this traditional red establishment gives you pause for thought before being bombarded by more bric-a-brac, giving even the most hardened of people OCD anxiety. This place concludes with a large and compacted cellar full of all the barreled booze one might want for such a large and dominating pub. Traditional is as traditional comes. This large interior is spacious, roomy, and ready for a settler or two to move in. Space continues into the kitchen, which is filled with all one might need for that typical traditional pub grub you'd find in any place in pre-war London. This public house has a strong focus on room for activities, be it meetings, office work, or just plain good old-fashioned murdering. Even the room clearly designed for the landlord has enough spare room for one to perhaps engage in breakdancing or bunny hopping to avoid gunfire. Refined spatial awareness complements this room against its grand mahogany sideboards and Federalist desks. Who'd drink in a gaff like this? Well, the simple answer is the less humanoid of people, and I'm not speaking about those from Norfolk. The Thamesfolk people make this place their own with a tucked-away bar situated in the depths of Canada Water Station. Notice here we have a bar filled with all the niceties that a fish person might expect for that binge drink goodness. Imagine being seated here alongside that beautiful windowed view of the outside trading market. Notable is the back room with a pool table for a quick bet amongst fellow fishy friends, aligned with seaweed to really help set the scene. Last up, we have what can scarcely be called a pub at all. As described by its creator, it's a public house reminiscent of the dank inner lining of someone's arsehole. Though this location keeps the traditional theme with the hardwood and parquet flooring alongside that famous lined infantry style of British pub taps. This rich and yet run-down public gathering place sits at a kilter, allowing all the nooks and crannies one expects to now be filled with primordial Thames River sludge. Despite the gross flair, this location has a deceptive charm, one that shows true triumph of survival through the years. Now that draws the competition to an end, and that's last orders for today's reveal. We hope you can join us in voting for who was the winner over on our Discord, and in the comment section below we'll be sure to update you with the winner, which will be announced at the end of the week. Thanks for watching this competition episode of Who'd Drink in a Gaff Like This. We'll see you again soon, stay safe, and remember, mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Stand clear of the doors, please.